Are you struggling with Mongoose and trying to enforce a string field that cannot be null or undefined? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into a common issue that many developers face. I totally get it. It can be incredibly frustrating when your schema doesn't behave as expected. Many developers have encountered this issue, and it can really slow down your progress. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked how to require a string field in Mongoose to not be null or undefined while still allowing empty strings. Sound familiar? Let's tackle this together. So, what's the challenge here? The user tried a couple of approaches. One allowed null and undefined values, while the other disallowed empty strings. We need a solution that strikes the right balance. And stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear solution that will make your Mongoose schemas work just the way you want them to. To ensure that a string field in Mongoose is neither null nor undefined, while still allowing empty strings, the user can use a combination of the required property and a custom validator. The user can define the schema like this. First, set the type to string, then use the required property set to true. Finally, add a custom validation function that checks if the value is not null or undefined. Next, the user should create a model from the schema. This allows them to interact with the MongoDB collection using Mongoose methods. Finally, the user can test the model by creating instances of it. They should ensure that null and undefined values trigger validation errors, while empty strings are accepted. Fun fact: did you know that Mongoose was inspired by the need for a more elegant way to work with MongoDB? It's come a long way since then. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user is to set a global check for required string fields in Mongoose. You can do this by writing a single line of code that applies to all schemas. Now, let's shift our focus to a different response. An alternative solution suggests using the match property on a string field in Mongoose. This property allows you to enforce that the field is not null or undefined while still permitting empty strings. You can achieve this by using a regular expression. For more details, you can check the Mongoose documentation on the string schema and the match property. Now, let's dive into a different answer from another user. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests using a custom validator for your string field. They recommend a validation function that checks if the string contains only letters. This way, you can ensure the field is not null or undefined while still allowing empty strings. Here's a pro tip: always test your validators thoroughly. This will save you a lot of headaches down the road and ensure your data integrity. And there you have it. You now know how to require a string field in Mongoose without allowing null or undefined values. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.